Book of Jubilees, chapter 28, Jacob's marriage to Leah and Rachel, his children and riches. Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the east, to Laban, the brother of Rebekah. He stayed with him and served him for Rachel, Laban's daughter, for 7 years. When the time was complete, he said to Laban, "Give me my wife, for whom I have served you these years." And Laban answered, "I will give you your wife." Laban made a feast and took Leah, his elder daughter, and gave her to Jacob as wife. He also gave her Zilpah as her servant. Jacob thought she was Rachel, but when he went in to her, he saw she was Leah. Jacob was angry with Laban and said, "Why have you deceived me? Did I not serve you for Rachel and not for Leah? You have wronged me. Take your daughter, for you have done evil to me." Jacob loved Rachel more than Leah, for Leah's eyes were weak, though her form was fair. Rachel had beautiful eyes and a lovely form. Laban said, "It is not the custom in our land to give the younger before the elder. It is written in the heavenly tables that no one should give the younger daughter before the elder. Whoever does this is guilty before heaven. Command the children of Israel that they never do such a thing, for it is very wicked." Laban said, "Let the 7 days of Leah's feast pass, and then I will also give you Rachel. But you must serve me 7 more years, and pasture my sheep as before." When the days of Leah's feast were finished, Laban gave Rachel to Jacob. He also gave Rachel Bilhah, the sister of Zilpah, as her servant. Jacob then served Laban another 7 years, for Leah had been given to him without payment. The Lord opened Leah's womb, and she gave birth to a son. She called his name Reuben, but Rachel's womb was closed, for the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, and Rachel loved. Leah conceived again and gave birth to a second son, and she called his name Simeon. She conceived again and bore a third son, and called his name Levi. She conceived again and bore a fourth son, and called his name Judah. Rachel envied Leah, for she had not borne children. She said to Jacob, "Give me children." Jacob answered, "Am I the one who withholds the fruit of the womb? It is the Lord who gives and withholds." When Rachel saw that Leah had 4 sons, she said to Jacob, "Go to Bilhah, my servant, and she will bear a child for me." She gave him Bilhah as wife, and Bilhah conceived and bore a son. Rachel named him Dan. Bilhah conceived again and bore Jacob another son, and Rachel called him Naphtali. When Leah saw she had ceased bearing, she envied Rachel, and she gave her servant Zilpah to Jacob as wife. Zilpah conceived and bore a son, and Leah called him Gad. Zilpah bore again, and Leah called him Asher. Later Leah conceived again and bore a son, and she called him Issachar. She conceived again and bore 2 children, a son and a daughter. She called the son Zebulun, and the daughter Dinah. At last the Lord was gracious to Rachel, and opened her womb, and she conceived and gave birth to a son. She called his name Joseph. In the days when Joseph was born, Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wives and my children, and let me return to my father Isaac. I have completed the years of service for your 2 daughters. Now let me go." But Laban said to Jacob, "Stay with me and take wages. Pasture my flock for me again and take your pay." They agreed that Jacob's wages would be the lambs and goats that were black, spotted, or speckled. All the flocks brought forth spotted and speckled young, and those became Jacob's. The rest belonged to Laban. Jacob's possessions multiplied greatly. He had many oxen, sheep, donkeys, camels, servants, and wealth. Laban and his sons envied him, and Laban watched him with evil intent. Chapter 29. Jacob's flight with his family, his covenant with Laban. Jacob saw this and called Leah and Rachel, speaking kindly to them. He told them how the Lord had shown him in a dream that he must return to his father's house. They answered, "Where you go, we will go." Jacob blessed the God of Abraham and Isaac, gathered his wives, children, and possessions, and crossed the river toward Gilead. He kept his intention hidden from Laban. In the 7th year of that cycle, Jacob turned toward Gilead in the 1st month, on the 21st day. Laban pursued him and overtook him in the mountains of Gilead in the 3rd month, on the 13th day. But the Lord did not allow Laban to harm Jacob, for he appeared to him in a dream by night. On the 15th day, Jacob made a feast for Laban and all who came with him. Jacob swore to Laban, and Laban swore to Jacob, that neither would cross the mountain of Gilead to harm the other. They made a heap of stones as a witness, and the place was called the heap of witness. In former times, the land of Gilead was called the land of the Rephaim. The Rephaim were giants of great height, from 10 cubits down to 7. Their territory spread from the land of Ammon to Mount Hermon. Their cities were Karnaim, Ashtaroth, Edrei, Misur, and Baon. The Lord destroyed them because of their evil deeds, and the Amorites took their place. No people today have filled their sins to such measure, nor will they have long life on the earth. Jacob sent Laban away, and he returned to Mesopotamia. Jacob remained in Gilead. Jacob crossed the Jabbok in the 9th month, on the 11th day. That day Esau his brother came to him. They were reconciled, and Esau returned to Seir, but Jacob dwelt in tents. In the 1st year of the next cycle, Jacob crossed the Jordan and dwelt beyond it. He pastured his flocks from the sea of the Heap to Bethshan, to Dothan, and to the forest of Akrabim. He sent gifts to his father Isaac, clothing, food, drink, milk, butter, cheese, and dates from the valley. He also sent to his mother Rebekah 4 times a year, at ploughing, at harvest, at autumn rain, and in spring, to the tower of Abraham. Isaac had returned from the well of the oath and lived at the tower of Abraham in Hebron, apart from Esau. For while Jacob was in Mesopotamia, Esau had taken a wife, Mahalath, daughter of Ishmael, and gathered all his father's flocks and his wives, and went to live on Mount Seir, leaving Isaac alone. Isaac remained in the tower of Abraham, and Jacob sent him and Rebekah all they needed. They blessed Jacob with all their heart and all their soul. This concludes chapter 28 and 29 of the Book of Jubilees. Remember to subscribe and join me tomorrow for the next chapters as we keep walking through all 50 chapters of the Book of Jubilees.